But first things first, let's take a look at what the Wall Street really did. Because when you take a look at the move coming in on Friday, you did see the 30 stock Dow rising just about 0.3%, finished at a new all-time high and ended the week about 0.6% higher as well. When you take a look at the S&P 500 as well, you're looking at gains coming in there as well. So gains of about 0.6% there as well. And Nasdaq Composite was the real outperformer because that climbed almost 1% during the week, and those are the kind of moves that we saw for that one. Now, Wall Street, of course, is on track to end September on a positive note. Month to date, of course, the Dow as well as the broad market index are up 1.8% and 1.6%. So those are the kind of gains that you're looking at when it comes to those two indices. When you take a look at the tech-heavy Nasdaq as well, it has also advanced 2.3% in September, was the real outperformer there in that entire pack. And markets, of course, had a rough start coming into the weakest month historically. But then, we did see a pickup come in after that bumper Fed rate cut as well. And that is something that we saw having quite an impact when it comes to the month-to-date performance. Now, when you take a look at the quarter-to-date performance, of course, you do have the S&P 500 that is up 5.1% on the quarter, stretching its year-to-date gain to about more than 20%. And that's the kind of handover in terms of a quarterly basis that we're looking at now. Of course, there's a whole host of cues that we're going to be keeping a very close eye on, and the number one on that list, of course, is the September's jobs report that is out on Friday. That's the one that will give the market a little bit of a major test later this week. On the earnings front, of course, you do have Carnival reporting its numbers, but that largely is the kind of handover that we're keeping an eye on. Next, let's also take a look at what the oil market is doing, because that's the one that has been in the spotlight. When you take a look at US crude oil, you're looking at a weekly loss coming in as the prospect of growing oil supplies from Saudi Arabia overshadowed China's efforts to stimulate its economy. So that's something that we're looking at. When you take a look at US WTI, then you're looking at a fall coming in of about 5% this week. So that's the kind of handover that one has had. And when you take a look at global benchmark also, you're looking at a pullback coming in there as well. So 4% pullback is what you're seeing for the benchmark Brent there as well. Now, prices, of course, have fallen even as conflict in the Middle East escalates, with Israel also launching an airstrike in Beirut targeting Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah. Of course, we'll be getting you more updates on this, but that is something that we saw coming in focus when it comes to the oil markets. But let's also...
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits, and then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.